When you do this to a narcissist, they will realize they can't control you and will bow down to you. Welcome to another video where we'll talk about all the things that narcissists are afraid of. If you want to stop the narcissist's behavior for good, watch this movie. Some big truth bombs will stop not only the narcissist, but also their flying monkeys and small slaves. It's wonderful to see you again. I'm happy to see you back on my show. If this is your first time on my show, you are in for a real treat. Please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself in the comment part below. Sign up for our channel and hit the bell to make sure you never miss a new movie. Thank you a lot. So, let's talk about how to make a narcissist's life miserable for good. But what I'm going to say might not work for everyone in every case. A good rule of thumb is to always keep your toolbox well stocked. Not only what you say is important, but also how you say it. Think about how your energy might make a big difference in a talk with a narcissist. It is the only thing that really exists. Keep your cool and act like you don't care at all times. No matter who the narcissist is, it is best to treat the conversation like a business deal. This means that you can't be sarcastic, disrespectful, or make cheap shots. And you should never give them a response to what they say. Ever. In other words, the narcissist won't show any signs of emotion. Think about everything that doesn't make sense. Do not waste time fighting with this person or trying to meet their needs. Keep in mind that you are working with a child when you are around toxic people like narcissists. In reality, you're dealing with an adult kid who is self-centered, thinks they deserve special treatment, and has emotional problems. You're dealing with someone who will do anything to provoke, manipulate, hurt, and get their way. They will also try to change how other people see things and try to control and change what happens so they can get their way and win the right fight. And if they are mad enough and determined enough, they will do anything to get back at you. Again, they will do and say anything it takes to get what they want. If you know this information ahead of time, you can take care of yourself in the way you think is best. Narcissists don't have a basic sense of right and wrong because they don't feel empathy or have a conscience. When it comes to claiming to be a hero or a victim, they will do anything to make that happen. Sad to say, they are never held even slightly responsible for the bad things that happen because of how they act and think. These people will change the past and make up their own stories to fit their weird ideas. They lie, trick, and confuse people, leaving out important parts of the truth. If you go up to a narcissist with all the love you have and a big heart, don't expect them to be moved by how much you care. Even if you are kind, caring, and compassionate, you can't change the way a narcissist acts. Don't waste your time trying to get along better with them or to be more tolerant or patient. It's not going to work. Normal things to talk about with a normal, healthy person won't make narcissists laugh. So just throw everything away. What you really want is the opposite of what you are doing right now. To turn them off, you have to do what might seem like the opposite. Keep a grim face and act completely flat, bored, and without any emotion. The best ways to talk to someone are through words and simple, clear comments. As an example, I'd like to call attention to that. Not right now. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. That's not possible. I won't do what you say. I don't care at all about what you have to say. In other words, the word no is its own term. Once it's been said, there's nothing more to say about it. If the ego keeps asking, you could just say, I've answered your question. At last, there is silence. There are no more words. There's no way to get around it. No one can argue with this. If this is a new plan for you, it will take some time for you to get used to it. You need to practice more. To get rid of a narcissist for good, You should practice giving facts without any feeling and showing a lot of energy. Remember that when you talk, you should seem as neutral and fair as possible. After that, there was peace. Let yourself get used to the uncomfortable feeling of complete quiet. For example, take a big breath after you tell someone no. Let the awkward moment do what it needs to do. After you have spoken or said something clear and to the point, let the silence do its job. Just breathing and keeping your cool are very important. Stay in charge of yourself. Also, keep in mind that all you're doing is giving facts. As a business deal, this doesn't make me feel anything. You could also say, I understand what you mean. Or you can say, I'm listening. I'll let you know. I will talk to you soon. I'm going to look into it. I'm going to think about it. A pretty flat line might also work. This is not sarcastic. After a short, clear, and precise remark, there is silence. The best way to deal with a poisonous ego might be to keep quiet. Learn more about this and how to use it most effectively. Once you get used to the pain of silence, it is much stronger than any words. Learn how to take advantage of this, especially if you're working with a destructive narcissist. In other words, we try to be as clear as possible when we talk. This shows that you don't have any power or control over me. You're saying that you don't want to be there unless it's really important. The most important thing is that you don't give anyone else control over my life. It will never happen, and it won't. If a narcissist thinks it would be a good idea to go after you, the silence that will follow your clear delivery of this message will be worse than they could have ever imagined. You can use wonderful instead, but it may not always be the best choice. If you think it's okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm not upset. There are no more words. Let the dice fall as they may. You can also say something like, no, that won't happen, or something like that to get your point across. When the narcissist sees that they can't control you, they start to fall apart. This is the only way to completely get rid of a narcissist. As soon as you act and talk this way, with a I don't care what you think or feel stance and attitude, they will look elsewhere for someone to bother. Peace will run your life. Because narcissists are known for being tough, it can be hard and painful to get along with them. During the early stages of idealization, when love bombing is used to sway you, they are at their most convincing and praise your character's good qualities. After the honeymoon is over, they will start to show who they really are. No matter what you say, you will now see that their first instinct and automatic response will be to disagree. Most of the time, narcissists will say, I disagree. You could just say, you couldn't be more wrong. All you want is for it to be false. There are no more words. You could also ask them to say what they just said again. This is a great way to deal with their irrational and obviously false behavior. Keep your cool and ask for a repeat in a polite way. If they keep saying it, it means they must have heard it. If they have recently said something completely false, that is generally enough to show that they are lying. Think about whether you can even hear yourself talk if the device doesn't work. You might want to take a moment to think about what you just said. You can get away with it this time, but don't do it often. It is finally quiet. Because of what you just said, they had to face their own folly and, in some cases, violence. You also give them a chance to make things right. Tell them that if they are rude or dishonest for the 10th time, they will be kicked out of the game. They know there is danger. When the narcissist hears this, they often back down or give in. The key is to make your message as clear as possible with as few words as possible. Keep your cool and don't lose your temper. There won't be any outbursts of anger or sadness. You don't have to say anything. There will be no explanations or reasons for the way you act. Keep a hard and cold attitude at all times. Take a deep breath and calm down. Then, asking, "Are you okay?" is a good way to get the attention of a narcissist who is too negative or defensive all the time. You'll always get a hostile reaction. Then say, "Oh," and if you want. If you're okay with it, then so be it. And it won't happen again. We have made our point clear. Nothing else needs to be said. You are really saying that you are keeping track of what they do. This has to be said, unless they are complete idiots. The message has finished being sent. You know that narcissists don't care about other people's feelings, have no limits, and spread bad rumors. Even though it may not look like it, narcissists are nervous. On the other hand, people who aren't sure of themselves want to know everything about everyone, even if it's completely wrong. It's okay to say, "That's none of my business," when talking about something private or upsetting in someone else's life. You should almost certainly keep that to yourself. Let the quiet that's left do its thing again. Allow the idea to spread. When a narcissist is being aggressive, they may say easy things like, "That is interesting," or "I understand why you might be angry." In this situation, it's up to you to decide what to do. What you choose to believe has nothing to do with me at all. Think about it or say it. Just tell them, "We can talk when you feel better." Then go back the way you came. You might also say something like, "Let's just give up now, before things get worse," or something similar, and once more leave. Get away from the scene. The end. This is the end of the conversation. Boom. It is simple to use. Here are some ideas for what to say to a narcissist's supposedly kind and caring friends and family. As popular as flying monkeys, small minions, weak leaders, and scared following. If you've ever been hurt by someone with a selfish personality, you know exactly who I'm talking about. When a narcissist shows kindness or care by saying they really care about you, compliment them on it. The choices I make for my own well-being and safety have nothing to do with you. No matter what, many thanks. It is finally quiet. There are no more words. You could also say, "I've already told you that I don't want to talk about this with you. I would really appreciate it if you respected my privacy. I'm at a loss for words, and passive can also be used. The topic of this conversation is off limits. There's no way to get around it." No matter what words you choose, it's important to say them with respect and honor, while keeping a businesslike, emotionless, flat line, clear, and concise tone. When they talk to you, narcissists quickly figure out what they can do and what they can't. You should also use similar methods when things aren't as important. So, you can talk with confidence and certainty even when the stakes are high. I hope that this short summary helps. Please tell us what you think and what you've done in the space below. If you want to see more videos, you could subscribe to our channel and click the bell button below the video. Thank you for taking the time to think about this.